Hey, Sammy. Hey, Sid. Give me 1 second, getting everything set up. How are you guys? Nope. Don't want that. What's going on, guys? I forgot what I was doing. See, Eddie's not here, and I forgot what the hell how to run the show. Hey, Freaky Geek. I really forget how to run the show. Holy shit. Hey, Nicole. Hey, Andy. Hey, Patrick. How are you guys? Hey, Joanne. Sorry I missed you. What's going on, guys? How are ya? Hold on, I gotta go over. He's got notifications. Oh, Jesus. Lord, have mercy. All right. What's going on? Good morning, guys. Good Monday morning to you all. Hope everybody's having a good Monday. Hope I'm not muted. No, I'm not. So I'm not talking to myself. That's good. Hey, paranormal history. Hey, Sarah. Did I miss you? I didn't even see you come in. Or Sammy, are you just saying hi to everybody? Hey, Brett, how you doing? I'm one of many voices in your head. Ooh, I kind of like that. I kind of like that. Hey, Ron over there with Ahmed. What's going on? Oh, crap, I got to go live here. Hold on a minute. Hopefully it works this time. Been having trouble, but we shall see what happens. Hey, Sarah. Andy. Hey, you never know. I bet you Chaos would disagree. Plus, I've had some pretty rough voices in my head. So, and apparently, Blog Talk Radio is just not going to, it's not going to let me call into the show. How rude. Well, what are you going to do? Sorry, all my friends over in Blog Talk Radio. I've been trying, but it's just not a working. Oh yeah, there you go, Andy. That might do it. That might do it. Maybe if I heaped all your decks into a pile and gave you the ashes from them. Yeah, that might do it. Not gonna lie. Not gonna lie at all. It feels very weird going live without Eddie here. Very weird, but I'm glad I have all you guys here. See, Freaky Geek agrees. Yeah, you might be right with that. I'm telling you. How are you guys? Did you guys have a good weekend? Come on, work with me here. You guys have a good weekend. So, shall we get it is 10 o'clock. Shall we get on with it? Let me make sure Eddie has not messaged me. Of course he did, because I was going live. Oh, he sent me a heart. That's always been our thing when we wake up in the morning. If one or the other is working, we send each other a heart. It's our way of saying good morning to each other. He's doing good. I did have a good weekend. It was short, but only 4 months long. I know, right? I hear that, freaky geek. Yeah, he is sweet. Much love to you, Patrick. So today we got some interesting stories going on paranormal wise. Of course, this is Monday Musings. There you go. Andy's just spreading the love. There you go, girls. Fight over him. But watch out. Nicole's feisty. I'd be scared to fight her. So the first story I have for you guys is actually a couple stories from over in India. We have Indian paranormal investigators telling us some stories from over in their area, their neck of the woods, which is, some of them are very, I'm telling you, they're creepy. Then we're going to talk about the Santiago Flight 513. Have you guys heard of this? I just came across this last night and I kind of added it into the show because oh, you're the big boss of Andy's Trail of Women? Oh, okay, Nicole. All right. It's pretty freaking cool. Now, some people say it's just a ghost story, but I was looking into it, and a lot of people say that it was a cover-up. So what happened was, it's a ghostly tale about an airliner that took off in 1954 and returned in 1989. Like I said, some think it's just a ghost story, but others think it was a cover-up. After the stories, we'll ask, what do you guys think? Trailer harem. Yeah, Nicole, is that a trailer or harem? Then we're going to talk about, of course, we got to dive into some human mystery, because that's what we love to do here on the Shadows of the Moon show. And we're going to be talking about human luminosity. Did you, Patrick? I think I heard it before, but it like didn't register what it was about. Do you know what I mean? So I remember hearing something about, but it could have been a different story I heard too, but I'm not sure. But this, I read it last night and I was like, that's kind of creepy. So, human luminosity. Do you guys believe in that? Can it happen? What do you guys think? And the last story we have is about a guy had a coworker pass away, went to his funeral, came to work the next day, and so did the guy that had the funeral. Andy's Trail of Broken Hearts. You guys are something else. So, shall we get right into this? Yeah, right, Patrick? Kind of weird, right? I got the news yesterday. I started this new you know how I do the podcasts and everything. And I'm excited to say that I found a new site that I use for podcasting. And I just received my congratulations for 250 downloads. So I'm excited, guys. I'm really excited. I know it's not the same thing, but I keep thinking Illuminati. I know. I know, Freaky Geek. Crop dusting? Maybe. Nicole, Andy's divulging your secrets over there. I won't specify to the podcasters what you wrote, Andy, but so yeah, I'm a little excited about that, guys. I know. That would be awesome, Freaky Geek. If I could get paid $50 per download. And I do want to sit there and say, if you are listening to this podcast, thank you so much. I really appreciate it, guys. And I hope you love the shows. And I hope that one day you get a chance to come over to the live shows and talk to us all. Join in the conversation. We have a great bunch of people here to talk to and share ideas with. So anyway, the first story, like I said, where there's a couple of okay, Nicole. There's a bunch of different stories from a couple paranormal groups over in India, which is really cool. I love, because they have different lore, I love hearing what they think or what they go through in their paranormal investigations. And I hope Ron, that fish, I tell you. So let's go ahead and get started. And I'm probably going to butcher these names, and please feel free to yell at me if I do. I apologize for butchering these names if you happen to be listening. The first story is from Lonvella, the Lonvella ghost that shook the car like a biscuit tin. A Kashai Slethericker, and I know I probably said it wrong, from Indian Paranormal team claims to be investigated paranormal incidents for 7 years. So he's been in the business for about 7 years. His team organizes ghost walks. Now, if you don't know what a ghost walk is, it's like a heritage walk where you walk around and, most of you guys know what ghost walks are. But it becomes spooky. I love ghost walks. I love heritage walks. I love learning the history of things. I've been on a couple my whole life. Been on a couple. The most recent was one in Rochester, which I absolutely loved. And if you ever get a chance to go on a ghost walk or a heritage walk, even, it doesn't have to be spooky, but if you get to go on one of them, please do, because it's very, very cool and very interesting about the town maybe you live in. Not goat walk. Andy, Jesus. So anyway, they take you around places, of course, that are rumored to be haunted and hoping to catch some otherworldly phenomenon. So Lonavala, on the outskirts of Mumbai, and also known to be a romance paradise in the monsoons and winters, is actually also equally close to the hearts of the ghosts and such like. During one such ghost walk in the hills, Akashi noticed something that defied scientific explanation. Yes, the night tours are great. It was past midnight and it was a particularly windy night. Him and 4 other people were traveling in a small car and had stepped out for a smoke. The team was one of these Lonvella points frequented by tourists. They were at this place that was frequented by tourists who leave a lot of waste, like empty alcohol bottles, packets behind, that sort of thing. The wind was blowing from east to west, and suddenly an empty beer can lying on the ground was flung southwards at a high speed, defying the strong currents of the wind. We returned to our car only to find that the windscreen had gone all misty. That too from inside. At this point, like it is a practice among investigators, we suspected something unnatural was going on and also or asked any present to make themselves visible to us. By this time, him and his friends had piled back in the car, and soon after there were very two loud knocks on the windshield, but no one was around. And then suddenly the car shook like it was a tin of biscuits or something. We sat there and turned on our devices that indicated the presence of spirits, and they started blinking frantically, he recounts. They also claim to use an app developed by an American which records voices of paranormal beings. The recorder had a voice of a woman speaking in a muffled Marathi, but it was all scratchy, he said. He proceeded to ask who she was and how she died. The spirit answered him and said that she had come to Lonavala many years ago with her friends. I lost her for a while, and then she, I heard her saying, fell off a cliff nearby. He said that he wanted to ask a few more questions, whether she wanted mukti, which I guess means release from this realm, but they lost her. The shouting and shaking lasted only a couple minutes, after which things just went back to normal. Romantic haunting. Hey, you never know. Andy says he can't wait until he becomes a ghost. Gonna haunt newly wedding nights at the wrong moment. That would be so wrong. You guys are something else, I swear. So, hey, Little Red, how was your overnight haunt? I sat there and watched it for a couple bits. Hope all went well. So yeah, pretty freaky. I've never had. Have you guys ever had anything like I mean, I've had the house shake thanks to earthquake, but have you guys from an investigator's point of view or somebody who, has had experience, have you ever had your car shaken? I know I haven't. I'm still draining. Someone pissed the one male off and I have a bruise. Oh, not good, Little Red. Be careful. Hey, Ryan, Mr. Minkster, what's going on? Oh, Freaky Geek, you don't think you're pretty? That's not nice. You're pretty. Oh, you just got home from work? 10, 11, 12, 1, 2. Oh, I thought you worked till like 4. That's cool, though. I'm glad you came in. I'm sure everybody realizes, but I'll say it again if anybody doesn't know. Mr. Minkster is my son, Ryan. Ryan. Hey, Eli. Oh, really, Little Red? Did you go back and watch the chat, or is it not processed yet? I had my seatbelt pulled me back into my seat at a graveyard shadow. Oh, wow, Patrick, really? Really? Has anybody else had any experiences with the door shaking? When I'm on a door, I work from 6 to 12, so easy. Oh, okay. All right. Awesome. Awesome sauce. Yeah, same here, Lil Red. But I've never had, yeah. That's wild, though, Patrick. So they yanked your seatbelt back. Were you on a road, Patrick, that could have, like, involved an accident or something? Like, I wonder if they were doing it to protect you or just to get your attention. What was your feeling on it? I could only go back so far in my time. Right, that's true. That's true, Low Red. Are you talking about when we were with Robin in the graveyard? No, I don't remember that story. When the hell did I take you guys? Were you guys with us when we got stuck? Wow, my memory is like shot. What happened, Rye? Did anything happen to us? Usually with me and Robin in the graveyards don't mix. I know it obviously was a very, very long time ago. I don't remember taking you guys with us to the. Did anything happen to us? Because, like I said, me and Robin and graveyards do not mix. Well, in cars, general. Remember, you guys were freaking out and told us to get back in the vehicle. It was at night. Oh shit! That wasn't the time that we got stuck in there. We couldn't get up the hill because there was ice, and the cemetery was about to close. I don't know what we were freaking out about. Damn. Now I'm going to have to talk to Robin and be like, what? One of the times that we were in a graveyard, what happened when we had the kids? Hey, Orion Grace, how are you? Damn. Car accidents that my guides protected me because I should have been dead. My head hit the windshield, cracked the windshield. Wow, Lil Red. Trying to get my attention. Okay, Patrick. I asked him to show me they were there. There you go. Yeah. Gotcha. You feel you were very young. You're still very young. But very, very mature for your age. Such a good kid. Missy cheered you on Twitter. Thank you, Eli. I appreciate it. Getting my CT scan and x-rays in a minute. Wish me luck. Good luck. Everybody say a prayer for Eli that his tests come out good. Please, if you would. Okay, I will definitely send or check Twitter after this. Yeah, definitely. I mean, after the stories, because obviously the second part is sharing your stories. So, wow, yeah. That's sad if it was a lurker and that was provoking the spirits. Yes, he did go to the hospital, but then he walked out because they wanted to keep him in a door. Yeah, they wanted to keep him in a door. They wanted to keep him in a room with a door and no windows. And he was like, for like an hour and a half. And he's like, no, that's not happening. But he has got the muscle back in his hand. He can go like this. He can flick a lighter now. He couldn't do that before. The swellen's gone down a little bit. There's still some there, but it's gone down a lot, actually. And he has the mobility in his hand. There's certain, I think if he over uses it, though, it still does the whole where he's holding, see if you can see me. If he goes to grip something, that's when his hand goes back like this. Sorry, guys, I'm hitting the. So he'll have his hand straight. He'll put something in his hand, grip it, and it'll go back like this. But it seems like it's getting better. So I think hey Z, welcome. I think we're leaning towards he got like bit by something that paralyzed something in his hand. If that makes sense. We are using the Ghost Radar Pro app for Android phones. Said the spirit was next to me just outside the driver door. Gotcha, Patrick. So you asked, could you do something and it yanked your seatbelt. That's wild. You can show the picture. All right, guys, you saw it there. Little Red said I have permission. You can show the picture because it shows if you piss off spirit, they can harm you. Being alive, that's the downside. Yes, because lurking in chat, yeah. I definitely agree, Little Red. I definitely agree. I'm sure it will look with its eyes, Eli. Jesus. Only in Alaska. I know, right? Well, the mosquitoes, um, are as big as like hornets. Hey, Paranormal Circle, how are you? Welcome, welcome. So, I mean, I look at the mosquitoes like, I mean, they're huge. I'm not going to lie. They're not like back home. They are huge. And it's like, are they fairies? Because the way they're. Hey, Sarah, did I miss somebody coming in? That's weird. Are you guys seeing Paranormal UK? Because I'm not. Hey, Scott. Apparently you are. Hold on. I'm going to check my YouTube because unless I'm just missing her. I look this way. If ghost spirits can throw a cup something across the room, then they can hurt you if you're not careful. Yeah, definitely. Okay, Freaky Geek. All right. Hey, Scott, is Sarah in here? Hey, Pammy. Yes, mosquitoes as big as fairies. Yes. Oh, there she is. Okay, I see you. I'm just making sure. Okay. Okay. Oh, blah, 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 blah. I was just making sure because somebody said hi to you before and I never saw your name. So I was like, what's going on? All right. So I don't have to check YouTube. I see that she's there. So hiding under the table. Welcome, guys. Hope your weekend was good. Hope all is well with you guys. So the second story is a poltergeist which tormented a child in Kolkata. And again, I'll probably slander these names, and I'm so sorry. I don't mean to. You have every right to yell at me if I do. So we're for all of you guys that are just coming in, we're talking about stories from Indian paranormal societies, or groups over in India. I love hearing about different things that happen over there to paranormal investigators. Not that I want them to get hurt. I'm not saying that. But just to experience like over in the UK, it's the same thing because you guys have so much folklore and legend and lore, and I love it. Do you know what I mean? It's just very cool to me. And we don't really have that here. And I mean, we have our cryptids and everything like that, but we don't have that thing that goes. Thank you for the ice creams. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. So I love hearing different stories from around the world, especially, paranormal stories, obviously. So again, I'll probably butcher these names and I'm so sorry. So Abati Sarkar from the Indian Spectre Paranormal Society, West Bengal, says that he has been involved in the business of paranormal investigation for over a decade now. He counts his ability to battle black magic among his talents. He recalls about 3 months ago, I got a call from a man around midnight. He sounded tired and yet high strung. They live in Kolkata. This man, according to Sikar, was faced with a strange problem. They had been unable to feed his nephew for about a week. Whenever someone took food near the 7-year-old child, the utensils would be flung up against the wall by no one they could see. The man was terrified, according to Sikar. as no one would believe them and even made fun of them. Cigar asked for video evidence. In the video they had sent, a chair and a pair of slippers moved from one point to the other without anyone touching them. I recognized it as poltergeist activity. They said that they had taken the child to the doctor. The boy spoke in third person and said that medicines won't help cure him. The child was initially calm when he came in and proceeded to ask. I asked him a few questions, like whether or not he asked lemons. I don't know what that means. Soon after, the child started convulsing, screaming, shouting, and went out of control. Oh, maybe lemons like deters demons over there? That's wild. I'll have to look that up. Soon after, the child started convulsing, screaming, shouting, and went out of control. It was impossible for even 4 adults to pin him down and make him sit. Sakar's office help made some tea and added a generous heaping of salt to it. With great difficulty, according to Sakar, they made the child drink the tea that calmed the child down. Welcome back, Sammy. Sakar soon started the interrogation, and the entity, which resided inside of the body of the child, started speaking. It told us that if it left the child's body, it would be charred. Also, someone in the family knew had invoked it with black magic to enter the child's body. During the conversation, the spirit sounded restless but didn't embark on more violence. This led the parents to believe that the CT was a cure or something. They left the salt tea, not the CT. They left with the child and said they will feed him salt and tea when in trouble. I thought, though I repeatedly told him it's not a cure. Don't know what happened to the child after that. So, I don't know. I guess I look at poltergeist a different way. I look at poltergeist manifested from somebody. What do you guys think? Do you guys have a feeling of what poltergeists are? Or what they could be? Like, do you think they're demonic? Do you think what do you think poltergeists are? Are they spirits? Like I said, my belief is that they're Hey, Shrimp, how are you? A bench kept getting knocked over. Come on, snicker on video. Damn. I did see yours up there, Patrick. Not the only time we said something. I ain't afraid no ghosts. That's right. But yeah, I believe that just naughty kids thinking they're getting away with throwing things around. You think that, Freaky Geek? Lil Red said demonic entity with a lot of negative resilience. I can see that. Definitely. Definitely can see that. Oh, there's another big word. Damn these big words. The possessed woman in Bangalore. Bangalore. I know that. Hey, Sammy. Half of those whose body was 6 inches longer than the other. Wow. Dr. Rahul Kumar, director and lead investigator in Team Pentacle, studied medicine and completed his degree before he turned into the paranormal investigator that he is today. He recollects that while doing his MBBS, he laughed off the idea of ghosts and spirits like most others. Science had the last word in my life, he said. And that's how most people are. Poltergeists are just noisy ghosts. So when the spirits like that get your attention, it was a real poltergeist. They would gently scratch or move things. He would bring hell to that place, shadows. Right. I believe that. I could see that. I mean, see, to me, it's a manifestation that you make. Like when I get flustered, electronics go wonky around me. So I have to keep, which is a good thing because it keeps me level, you know, like if I notice like the computer's not working or whatnot, I try to stay as calm as I can. As Ryan, if Ryan's still in here, note it, we'll tell you about the lights going off as we're walking down the road. Yes, poltergeist feeds on emotions while our spirits feed on energy like electronics. Good discussion, guys. I love it. I love it. Um, I don't know what MBBS is. I'm taking it that's something he had to go through in his medical profession. But however, a Halloween party that Kamar and his friends organized to get wasted changed his perception of things. In 2007, a couple of friends wanted to use the Ouija board. The one people need planchettes. We did 6 back-to-back Ouija sessions that day and nothing happened. I was convinced all this was hokum, Kamar says. Kamar says he wasn't prepared for what followed. 2 days from that party, Kamar woke up with 3 wounds on his right arm that were bleeding. I got it dressed, and then the next day when I opened the bandages to put fresh ones on, the marks were gone, he exclaimed. Coffee time. Yes, and see, that's why I love reading like about your guys' lore, UK, India, all around the world, because like you said, have been poltergeist stories where all along it was imps that was causing it. And yes, that's pretty, to me, that's pretty cool. I love researching that stuff. But the folklore and everything, you guys have more of a, over in Europe, you guys have more of a, I guess the folklore, type stuff where we don't. I mean, we, like I said before, we have the cryptids that go back for centuries, but it's like not embedded in us as it is you guys, if that makes sense. And it's so cool to me. It's so cool. I get giddy with excitement because it's just very cool to me. That's why I'm reading these stories, because this is from India paranormal investigators. So the morning after, he woke up to find the same marks on his arm, which again disappeared a day later. This went on for 3 days. I still thought I was hallucinating. Meanwhile, I was also dreaming about a voice calling to this one location in Bengaluru, where I lived. I went just for kicks with a friend in tow, and to this day, I can't recollect a thing of what happened after I reached the spot. Kamar's friends told him that he fainted the moment he reached there. He claims that the renowned paranormal investigator Gaurav Tiwari, and again, sorry, who was recently found dead under mysterious circumstances, helped him a lot. He then sought help of psychics and exorcists to get rid of the spirit haunting him, and he assures you it's nothing like they show you on silly horror films or television shows. Kamar also talks about a case he investigated of a woman who was ailing from something inexplicable. Medically, I would say it was a form of delirium, but reports showed nothing. What we did see was that she was lying down on one part of her body, or she was laying down, and one part of her body was longer than the other by 6 inches. Sure, there can be forms of muscle alignment, but 6 inches is too much and kind of medically impossible. Welcome back, Patrick. Can you imagine? I mean, I wish they said what part of her body was like. Well, I guess it wouldn't matter. I mean, either your torso is 6 inches longer or your legs are 6 inches longer. So, I mean, It's very weird. I'm trying to figure out why Streamlabs isn't working. Because, of course. Who the hell knows? The Panchagani woman who could foresee the future. Nirvan Anand, an independent paranormal researcher, remembers a case in which Panchagani, where a woman claimed that she could see what's going to happen in the next 15 minutes. She got extremely hyperactive one fine day, and her family couldn't figure out what was going on. They first ignored her thinking as she pulling a prank, but when she narrated what's going to happen in the following 15 minutes and exactly what happened, they were shocked and terrified in equal parts. Hey, Chris, Age of Darkness, how are you? Welcome, welcome. She soon stopped eating and drinking. The first tried medicating her, but it didn't work. They knew something was up, but couldn't tell anyone because of the stigmata associated with it. Not stigmata, stigma. You see, a spirit usually feeds on your soul when you are low and full of negative energies. They can be exorcised with a blast of positive ones, he adds. So he gave the woman a holy tabiz. According to paranormal investigators, objects associated with divinity carry positive energy, which forced the spirit to leave. Anad also came across a woman in Maharashtra. I am so sorry. Who was in a mental health facility for 9 years. Doctors couldn't cure her, and she became increasingly violent. She was being given medicine prescribed by psychiatrists. Wow, really? For years, but it wasn't a mental ailment, he says. When Anand met her, she was shrieking and angry. She was possessed. The spirit of a woman who was raped and murdered had taken over her mind and her body, he recounts. It wasn't apparently easy to get her to talk at first, but when she did, I told her she is torturing this girl like she tortured herself. I seen him. Chris, can you I know they always do blame mental illness, Z. They really do. Chris, can you speak on YouTube? I mean, obviously you're on YouTube. Can you say hello, Age of Darkness again, please? Oh, okay, you did see him. Oh, that's weird. You're right, he's not. Oh, guys. I don't know what the hell's going on. Didn't that happen last night in somebody else's chat? I could have been lurking. I'm probably telling on myself. Let me see. Just to make sure. But you're right. I actually saw it on D Live on the Restream bot, which is weird, right? Make sure nobody is blocked. Nope, nobody's blocked. Well, people are blocked, but only because they're supposed to be. They're trolls, not. Yeah. Yeah, because nobody's blocked that, you know. You can see her in purple. That's so weird. That's weird. I had to make a few shadows. You have to make them blue to be seen. That's bullshit. See, um that's why I have my screen, my big chat. If that makes sense. That's why I have my big chat up. So people can see who's talking no matter what. You know what I mean? Oh, okay. Yes, yes. That's normal, Chris. That's normal. I thought he meant the whole comment was in purple. I'm like, Ron's red, but because he's over in D Live and he's a sub. So it kind of confused me there a minute. But yes, yes, on the big screen, everybody's purple. Yeah. That's just how Restream does it. So, okay. That's weird that it's not showing up in YouTube, though. But I'm glad everybody can see it on the screen. That's cool. So, okay. But when she did, I told her she was torturing this girl like she was tortured herself. She remembers the pain. Why does she want an innocent girl to go through such pain for no reason? She wanted to use this other girl's body as the vessel which she could avenge her own death. Only her perpetrators were already dead. It wasn't easy, but the spirit left her body. The girl now lives in the U.S., and Annette said spirits aren't necessarily evil. They have tormented lives as humans and can't often let go. And that's so true. Yes, they are on D Live too. Yes, the comments, his comments. I don't know what's up with freaking YouTube. All right, guys. So this, God, like you know how even though it's a sad story, when it comes to the Santiago flight of 513, I want it to be true. Now there's been a battle going on to say that this has been a cover up. Like people have studied this. Like it was in the papers. Of course, it's the tabloids, but no, but there was, let me see, there was a piece, I saw a paper. Oh, maybe it was the tabloids. I don't know, but people say that this is a cover up. Other people say it's just a story that was made up, a ghost story. Either way, it's pretty freaking weird. Yeah, that's what I meant, Freaky Geek. The names are in purple. The text is in white. But when he said his comments were in purple, I thought it was the whole thing was in purple. I thought that's weird. Hey, Boomer. What's up, buddy? I still believe if someone is horrible in life, they'll be horrible in the other world. I'm not going to disagree with that, Z. I can see that. I know personally when I had an out of body experience, like I didn't. Thank you for subscribing, Ryan. Thank you so much. Why did nothing come up? Gotta love StreamYard or Streamlabs or StreamYards. Not Stream. Oh, never mind, guys. There it goes. Thank you for the sub. I appreciate it. Hope all is well with you. Hey, Skook. When I had my near-death experience, I wasn't caring. As sad as it sounds, I wasn't caring about life on Earth. Pammy, that was flight. No, that I know what you're talking about. That was Malaysia. That was a Malaysia plane. Believe me, I went down that rabbit hole. And it wasn't the black box, it was a alpha message that got sent to a dude's phone. But I mean, that was just my experience. I wasn't worried about life on Earth. Like all the little mundane things about we worry about, like what are we gonna have for dinner? What did I gotta feed the his cell phone. Um I gotta, feed the dog. I gotta feed the cat. You know, that sort of thing. It didn't I all those things were lifted off my shoulders. Like all those worries, the mundane earthly worries was lifted off the shoulders. And all I felt was love. I mean, maybe because I at least try to be a good person. I don't know. But I just know those are the best, Skook. Unhealthy breakfasts are the best. But yeah, so I definitely I try to be a good person, so maybe that's why I left the world like that. But all I know is I didn't even think about haunting anybody, which is I want to. As bad as that sounds, does that sound bad? Probably. It's my quirky attitude though. Deep fried hash brown sausage and it. Shut up. Oh my God. I still got 4 hours until Eddie brings me food. See, I went up when I had my near death experience. I just saw blackness. When I had my astral travel, I went up above Earth. When I had my out of body experience, I was on the ceiling looking down at me and Ryan, actually, sleeping in bed. So, I mean, now see, I do that now, Pammy. I think of myself because I can raise up and look up. Sorry, I was starting to do it. Thinking about it makes me do it. But let's get into this plane, and you guys tell me what you guys think, if it's a real thing or if it's just a story. Okay. Says Santiago Flight 513. Remember E equals MC squared? This was Einstein's precursor to his general theory of relativity that describes how mass affects space and time, which is fundamentally interconnected. Is it a theory not only of curved space, but curved and warped time as well? Like Hawking said. The big question that physicists have that they have been pondering for decades is, can space and time warp be so dramatic that certain points in time touch or overlap, making time travel possible? See, it's a good dessert for your breakfast after your breakfast. Moon cookies over there on D Live. The following stories of the Santiago Flight 513 was just a story, as far as we know, but it's an intriguing piece that highlights our fascination with the ideas of time warps. Much has been written about air travel since the first commercially available for holidaymakers. One enterprising newspaper reporter by the name of Erwin Fisher published 1950s airliner lands with 92 skeletons on board in the Weekly World News tabloid magazine on November 14th, 1989. See, I didn't see anything. It was all black when I had, all right, Citizen Z, hurry back. Okay, don't bombard me. Mm-hmm. Lemon man. Um, I didn't see anybody. I heard my sister, though, who had passed away, say, get back and take care of those babies. You need to get home and take care of those babies. That's what she said to me. I didn't have a near death when they took my gallbladder out, thank God. Yeah, see, now I didn't see the light. Well, I didn't see it, but I kind of sensed it was back there, if that makes sense. Santiago Flight 513 departed from Eschen, in what was then West Germany, on September 4th, 1954. On board the Lockheed Super Constellation were 88 passengers and 4 crew members. Thank you, Boomer, for the diamond. Aw, much love, Boomer. And I will keep it real. Oh, I haven't named my 3 top yet. Thank you so much for the ice cream and the lemon. Thank you, Boomer. You're awesome, man. I'm glad to see you back around. I've missed you. I've missed you terribly. I really have. But thank you, Skook, for the ice cream. I haven't named my 3 top yet. I don't know what to name it. So 88 passengers and 4 crew members. The flight was just another typical and routine trip between 2 cities. And the passengers would have no reason to think twice about it. Somewhere over the Atlantic, though, something happened. Cozy? Maybe. The flight disappeared without a trace and never arrived at its destination. That was until October 12th, 1989, when it made an approach to Port Algiers, circled the airport, and made a successful landing. During 513's descent, the crew neither made nor acknowledged contact with local air controllers. Unsure about the situation, airport authorities sent a team out to investigate. Because obviously, if there's no communication with the, plane, they're going to be like, why is nobody talking to us, right? While the aircraft itself might have been less technologically advanced, it might not have looked totally out of place. However, the airline, Santiago, had ceased operating in 1956. More pressing questions took precedence over this one, though. When security forces gained access to the plane, the reason for their lack of communication was immediately clear. Answering that mystery only opened a deeper and much more pertinent one. First responders came across the gruesome sight of 92 skeletons all sitting in their seat. Oh, thank you, Brett. That is so sweet of you, hon. Thank you so much. Thank you. That is so sweet. Skook's talking about the story, not you, Brett. That is so sweet. Thank you. That means the world to us, Brett. It really does. Definitely. The skeleton of Miguel Victor Curry, the captain, still had a hold of the controls, and the engines were still idling. Something that can only be accomplished with the aircraft safely on the ground. Brett. Okay, Patrick. If I don't see you, have a wonderful day, hon. I'm sure there is, Age of Darkness, or Chris. I'm sure there is. I always have problems. Ask anybody in chat. They'll tell you. I always have problems. So there was bodies, there was skeletons. What creeped me out the most of the story was that the captain still had a hold of the controls and the engines were still idling. That creeped me the hell out. No sooner had the gruesome discovery been made, explanations and theories were proposed and debated. Among there was a rather obvious theory or a hoax or urban legend. At least one researcher in the realm of paranormal events went on record to declare that the only possible explanation that fits all the reported details is the aircraft utilized a time warp. However, Dr. Silso Attilo was unable to explain the reduction of all on board to a skeletal state, nor could he adequately fathom about how the skeleton captain could have possibly landed the plane. Officials from the Brazilian government did investigate the circumstances of the flight that outrighted refused to be drawn on any conclusion or aspects of the investigation as a whole. Aviation officials only confirmed that the aircraft appeared out of thin air and landed safely. Yeah, exactly. Hey, well, oh, you've been here, Scott. Never mind. I'm looking at a different screen. Sorry. Okay, no problem, Patrick. So the debate over what happened took on a whole new outlook when the perceived secrecy behind the investigation angered many, including Dr. Attilo. Researchers made numerous calls to the government and asked them to allow civilians to assist in the ongoing investigation. Other academics and dignitaries were quick to jump on the bandwagon and insist that the public had a right to know what was going on. They felt the government had a duty of care to actually come clean and reveal what they knew. Retired psychics professor Rodrigo Menha de Mahan, oh, that I'm not going to, my mouth just isn't going to say that, believed that it was a crime against science to withhold any known information, no matter what it was. He stated if this plane did enter a time warp and there is evidence to prove it, the entire world should be told. Something like this could change the way we view our world and alter science as we know it. Hakuna Matata, that's right. That's true, Andy. That's a good point. So living were decomposed, but the plane didn't run out of fuel. That's a good point. That really is. I'm not definitely a freaky geek. A counter argument to this was the government could reveal what many people consider to be truth and risk all out panic, or if they could keep quiet and risk involving themselves as a cover up. Critics of the Flight 513 story insist it's nothing more than an urban myth or attempt to sell newspapers. However, there is a cherished place for our science fiction stories. Numerous popular books and movies about time warps, such as Back to the Future or the Philadelphia Experience, not to mention great science fiction shows such as Star Trek, spark imagination of future scientists. See, I believe that's wrong. I believe those things were created. I mean, obviously, the Philadelphia experiment actually happened, or at least you know what I mean. But I think they got their ideas from sitting on with Majestic 12. That's just me. In countless cases, science fiction has become science fact. Atomic clocks have demonstrated the space-time relationship by showing how time speeds up in the further away one moves from the center of the earth or large masses like mountains. Yeah, because normal people wouldn't remotely believe that a government anywhere would cover something up. That's true. Oh, really? Scoot? That's bullshit. Yes, but they also may think that the information would cause panic. Yes, that's true. And I believe a lot of that has to do, why things are covered up is because of that. Same with Area 51 and technology. Of course, they're going to cover that up. They don't want, all ones who aren't allied, that aren't friends with us. Hey, Paranormal Balance, how are you? Welcome, welcome. Of course they're not going to want foes to know what they're working on. Do you know what I mean? I mean, I understand we should know certain things. I mean, obviously, if UFOs are theirs, then they need to identify them. But if they're working on something that could help our soldiers stay safe and, whatever, I understand the cover up. So I get it. I get it. I know, Patrick, I thought about that. But didn't in the Langoliers the holes open up? Didn't holes open up? Thank you for the follow. Did you have to make a new account? Or did you just not follow me before? See how you are? Okay, this is weird. No, okay, there's Paranormal Balance. Well, I'm glad that it's good to be here. No, just a portal through time. Don't know about the hole was sleeping the first time I switched planes. Okay. I haven't watched the movie. What's the one where there was holes? It was Paranormal Poison. Oh, that's right. Okay. Gotcha, Z. That's right. It was Paranormal Files. You're right. I remember that. But there was Eddie was telling me this story, and I thought it was the Langoliers, but I guess not. About the holes, like this plane came into land and had to take right off, and there was holes opening up which sounds familiar to me, but I can't for the life of me remember what the hell it was. So again, like I said, in countless cases, science fiction have become science fact. Atomic clocks have been demonstrated. And that's just like, I was going to bring that up, that the further away one moves from the center of the earth or large masses like mountains, the slower time is, right? Just like the twins, the one that went up to the space, the astronaut that went up to stay and his brother stayed down, he is now like 3 seconds older than his brother or something like that. 3 seconds more older than his brother. The porthole in my cabin bulkhead won't open, so I can't get through one. You're funny, Andy. Anyone else going through all the mood swings lately? Hey, Beep Beep, welcome. How are you? There's the Beep Beep. Maybe, Skook. I mean, I'm going through. Eddie thinks I'm going through moods, but he always thinks I'm going through mood swings. The people who were awake disappeared, so I wonder if that plane of traveling time killed them when they came back. Maybe. That's true, Andy. The reduction of gravitational force causes an atomic clock to run quicker. On the contrary, time slows down when traveling at high speeds. Scientists also confirmed Einstein's theory by observing how the sun warps space by seeing light or radio waves bend around it. Some of the most popular scientific discoveries in history began with the seeds of wild fantasy and science fiction. Again, I think it's the other way around. But where do you guys stand with that? Do you think that all this stuff is from everybody's mind, the scientific world, not the scientific world, but the sci-fi world? Or do you think it has to deal with like Lucas and Spielberg and all of them sitting in on Majestic 12? That's true, Andy. That's a good theory, though, Patrick, that they fell asleep and then that when they came back is what killed them. Like, I want to know where they just, like, where did all their skin and everything go? Like, if they were just skeletons. Does that make sense? Like, I mean, I don't know. That's true too, Andy. Too many so called scientists want to have their name in print. That is true. Everybody likes their 15 minutes of fame. What makes them majestic, these 12? That would be because they're higher up than the president. That there's, hey, Sheriff, welcome, welcome. How you doing? You better be sorry there to your boss. Um, the Majestic 12 is higher up than like it's a black book thing. If that makes sense. Like when they return and their bodies caught up. Right, yes, with the present time. They aged fast, what they would be now, bones. That is a good theory, Patrick. That is a good theory. Side of my head went numb. Sorry, guys. Is it feasible that a transatlantic flight could take off in one generation and disappear for 35 years before it reappears and lands safely with a dead crew aboard? Probably not, according to this article. Perhaps time travel may never be a reality either, but within the stories like Flight 513, the imagination is unbounded playground where one can take that trip through the proverbial wormhole. So, what do you guys think? Do you think this could be possible? Did this happen? I mean, mind you, there are other stories of this happen. I don't know, Andy. Honestly, it didn't say. They they lived long enough to, and it just like whoop, like they went through a black hole or Bermuda Triangle that's not been found yet. Yep, I live in the Alaskan Triangle. I know. But there has been. I don't know if you guys seen this one because I Bermuda Triangle is something that's always been an interesting place for me. I mean, Eddie will tell you he don't believe in the Bermuda Triangle. He's like, I've been there through. I've been there or been there through. I've been. Wow, I can't even say my normal sentences. Been through the Bermuda Triangle twice and nothing's happened. You know what I mean? No, they're not nutty visions. Skook, I wouldn't call them nutty visions. Yeah, I mean that's a great theory, Patrick. A plane from the late 40s, early 50s wouldn't fly that high. The Earth is consistently spinning and even get a slow tilt happening. The atmosphere is consistently in motion too. That's true. How would you one locate any potential portal in the air? Because they can just happen. Portals are portals. Vortexes are vortexes. If they went over, now that's something that I'm going to have to look over. See if they went over a devil's graveyard. A devil's graveyard is just like, kind of, sort of, like Bermuda Triangle. Oh, I know the mouse. That makes sense, Skook. Portals just happen. But it did happen to, apparently, I watched this guy before. I've heard his story. There was another story planted late 30 years later. The passengers wearing perhaps period clothing. Crew wouldn't let people off. Like they survived, Ron? I forget what TV show it is, but there's one on Netflix that's freaking about this, and it's awesome. Oh, Missing. No. What the hell is it? Me and Eddie used to watch it all the time. No, they blipped right off the screen. That's like the Malaysia plane. Nobody knows where to. Well, I think that, I don't know if they found it now, but that's true, Z. That's true. Hey, the RV DJ. Hey. What's up? Then took off again through something was wrong. Yes, Ron, that's the story I think Eddie was telling me. They got lost? Do you think they got lost, Scott? Or at least going through the time warp, they got lost? Yeah, Skook, the plane mysteries are strange. They really are. Did they find? Okay, Scott. I didn't know if they found it. I know that my people that have been with me the longest know my story of my whole alien encounter, and because of the missing Malaysia plane and that rabbit hole that Pammy was talking about with the voice box and everything, because of that, I got weirded out big time. Yes, that was. Yes, it was a very big rabbit hole, Scott, about the plane going missing. Yes. No, not lost. No, it's it's with Prince Charming from Once Upon a Time. I know that. Um, the hell is it called? Oh, RV. It's Restream. Even though Restream Bot needs love too. You have to look after the where it says Restream Bot, and it'll tell you the name. That's just because other people are typing in DLive and other channels. So Restream Bots brings it to YouTube so you guys can see them typing. Hulu missing plane. Manifest. That's it. Manifest. That's a good freaking show. I still have yet to watch the. That's okay. Restream Bot needs love too. Everybody says hi to him. He's very cool. Don't be duh. Don't know. It's not a duh. Everybody does it. Everybody does it. So the strange trace of Bruce Gernon. Now, have you guys heard about this guy? Because tells his story. He was on the History Channel, or History TV channel, I should say, where he feels that he went through the Bermuda Triangle and went through a time warp. According to Bruce Gernon, his experience the time warp theory of the Bermuda Triangle and has lived to tell the story on survival. Gernon is considered the only person on Earth to witness what mystery is behind the Bermuda Triangle and what the triangle creates to make things disappear. Many others have seen this parts of the mystery, but Gernon has seen it completely. Stage,